Okay, so today we're addressing the whole Prime hydration fiasco drama that transpired over the last couple of weeks, and it seems as though Prime isn't the one that's being sued after all. So in case you haven't seen, recently a TikTok lawyer has made a couple of allegations against Logan Paul and particularly his drink, Prime Hydration. And we're talking about this person here, TommyTheLawyer. He's got nearly 250,000 followers on TikTok and he covers court cases and just regular lawyer stuff that you would see on TikTok. So as a result of these couple of videos that have now been deleted, he actually ended up misrepresenting the case that is actually being held against Logan Paul and Prime Hydration, and ironically it seems as though now he might be the one being sued. So he initially went and made a 4-part series discussing all the allegations and falsely representing what actually has gone on, and then he's made a response video to Logan Paul, but now these videos have since been deleted, apart from the last one, which is kind of the finale of the whole thing, we should hope. But let's just get into the videos and then you can get a better idea of what's actually gone on.
I never thought that Logan Paul and Forever Chemicals would be in the same sentence, but there's actually a class action lawsuit against Prime Energy and Prime Hydration, which are energy drinks and sports drinks that were made by a company called Prime Energy, owned by Logan.
So what he's just said here is true. Prime Hydration is currently being sued, but there's no conclusion to that lawsuit. There hasn't been a defined conclusion of what's actually gone on and whether these allegations are true. But it's not just that. He's actually gone and misrepresented what the actual lawsuit even is about. The whole premise of the entire lawsuit is about these forever chemicals and things like that, which TommyTheLawyer is going to tell us all about in a minute. So let's carry on watching.
One of the allegations is that Prime Hydration has PFAS and PFOs, forever chemicals, in them. So this is an ongoing lawsuit, and our office was actually recently contacted by a young boy who has leukemia after drinking Prime Hydration, and PFOs and PFAs have been linked to specific types of cancers.
That is a pretty crazy allegation. You know, he hasn't directly said that Prime Hydration drinks will cause cancer, but he is insinuating, he's definitely suggestive of that. You know what? Fair enough. A lot of people don't like Logan Paul. What I will say is that he is very good at what he does, and that is business and performing. But you go as far as saying that a product causes cancer. I mean, if you were going to say that, make these outrageous, outlandish claims, you better have a lot of evidence to support that claim. Now, that is the part that's got him cooked, because that is an outright lie. Okay, that's made up. It's not true.
There's a lawsuit against Logan Paul's company Prime for there being PFOs, which are forever chemicals, in the Prime Hydration drink. But according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff, guess how much PFOs were in the product, in the drink? 3 times the amount that you should have in your lifetime in PFOs from drinking water. In one Prime Hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
So I'm not going to pretend to be an expert or even know anything much about all these different things. However, I have seen a whole bunch of stuff online, a lot of different creators that actually have got the credentials who have made response videos on this. One of them being Food Science Babe. I will link her profile in the description. You can go check out her TikTok. She's got 411,000 followers. She is a food scientist and a chemical engineer, so pretty safe to say she does know what she's talking about. So let's see what she's got to say about this whole thing.
The lawsuit also alleges that the amount of PFAS found within the product from the plaintiff's testing is approximately 3 times the recommended lifetime health advisory for drinking water, which is 0.02 parts per trillion. So these EPA health advisories are non-regulatory and non-enforceable. 0.02 parts per trillion for PFAS is referring to a concentration in drinking water. This is not referring to a level that a human can have in a lifetime. It's referring to a concentration in drinking water that if a human were to drink water with that level over a lifetime would likely not result in negative
bit of information here is actually key, and it's exactly what breaks TommyTheLawyer's entire argument, okay? So it's not talking about an entire one whole drink, one bottle of drink, okay? You're talking about the drink as if you were to drink it for a lifetime. And there seems to be an amount of particles that you can safely have throughout a lifetime, but it's not just through one drink. What she says next really shuts down TommyTheLawyer's argument completely.
let's just assume that you're drinking 2 liters of water per day at this level. And let's say you live until you're 80 years old. So that resulting amount over a lifetime would end up being about 1,200 nanograms over your lifetime. 3 times that would be about 3,000 nanograms. So this is the amount he is claiming is in one single prime grape drink. When in reality, again, assuming the level in the lawsuit is correct, which we shouldn't assume, but...
So the reason she says we assume that the levels are correct is because likely they're not, because it's not accurate enough for them to actually detect such low levels. They're too low for them to actually detect it accurately. Who even knows where they even got the numbers from to begin with?
Be 0.03 nanograms in one single bottle. And he's claiming there's around 3,000 nanograms in one bottle. So the amount he's claiming is in one bottle of that drink is over 116,000 times more than what's being stated in the lawsuit.
He exaggerated the number by 115,000 times. If that doesn't break his argument, then I don't know what does. So what she's basically saying is that if you were to drink it throughout your whole lifetime, you would end up consuming around 1,200 nanograms. And what he is claiming is that there's 3 times as much as you would consume in a lifetime, but in one single bottle. So he's basically saying that there's 3,600 nanograms in just one single bottle, which simply just isn't true. It's absolutely asinine, in fact. And in reality, if you're talking about a regular 500 milliliter bottle, you'll be consuming 0.03 nanograms. So I hope that makes sense. Obviously, if you do want to go and check out her channel, she obviously makes it a lot clearer and explains it in a lot more detail if you really wanted to find out the ins and outs of it. But I hope that makes sense for the sake of this video.
Has certain testing confirmed that there are forever chemicals, PFOs and PFAs, in the Logan Paul energy drink Prime Hydration. But this is a company, Prime Hydration and Prime Energy, that its first year made $250 million in sales, and according to Yahoo Finance was set up to make about $1.2 billion in sales in 2023. And there's certain technology these days that removes PFAs, removes PFOs to the best of their ability at the drinking water source. So my question is, has this company used that technology?
Yeah, the answer to this question is actually yes, apparently. Logan Paul does mention in a later video to a response to Tommy the Lawyer, where he does say that they actually have a special $1 million filter that filters the state water that comes through, and they're actually using 2 of the methods that are required for filtration. But anyway, we're now up to the last part of the video portion of Tommy the Lawyer before we get a response from Logan.
All right, Logan Paul, this video is directly for you, my friend, and I gotta ask you straight up, does your Prime Hydration drink contain forever chemicals? PFAS and PFAs, whatever you want to call them. Does your drink contain forever chemicals?
Okay, so this guy knows what he's doing, okay? He is a content creator after all, so he is making a very short video, almost like a challenge to Logan Paul, because he is waiting for a response. He's basically wanting the attention, and he was getting it, because every single one of these videos were getting millions and millions of views, probably, you know, the total of about 30 million views, so that's a lot of views. You know, probably wanted to make the most out of it and run it for as long as he possibly can, and he did end up getting a response, and it's probably not what he expected.
All right, let's talk about this. First off, anyone can sue anyone at any time. That does not make the lawsuit true, and in this case, it is not. There's claims that PFOS or forever chemicals come from plastic. So in this case, they're not talking about the actual drink, the liquid Prime. They're talking about the bottle that Prime is manufactured in. This ain't a rinky-dink operation. We use the top bottle manufacturers in the United States. All of your favorite beverage brands, Coke, Pepsi, Tropicana, Dr. Pepper, they use these companies. If the product is served in plastic, they make a bottle.
I mean, we can't state that as a fact because we haven't really got any data to back this up, but I would believe that to be true. I mean, it's not like Logan and KSI are doing it at the back of their garden, you know, and making the drinks and then shipping them out. You know, they are working for a company technically, which they own shares in, but probably able to hire out the best people around, have working for them, and ensure that everything is spot on, because they know that they're going to have targets on their back.
We follow Title 21 for the Code of Regulations for PET and all other types of bottles. The products are manufactured by our company in a manner compliant with all pertinent current good manufacturing practices by the United States Food and Drug Administration. All of our suppliers use GMP facilities. But let's say they're talking about the drink itself. Here's where their argument really falls apart. Pay attention.
But according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff...
Whoa! Hold it! You saw Goodman or Walter White, brother, because this little study that was conducted by a lawyer is absolute bullshit. They're claiming that Prime Prime has 0.06 ppt, parts per trillion. But that's interesting because the EPA says that anything under 1.1 ppt cannot be deemed as reasonably accurate.
Yeah, so this is what that TikToker was talking about, the fact that at this level you can't even detect it when it's this low. So, you can't accurately detect what's actually in the drink.
Means the detection limit is 66 times more than what they're claiming we have in our drink. And that's just the detection limit. Your own state will not even take action unless it's over 40 parts per trillion. So we don't even think this information is factual, but for the sake of this conversation, let's continue.
In one Prime hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
We have a very big multi-million-dollar filter that filters the water from the state. Water you drink at home, water provided by the state before we make it into Prime. If this claim about PFOs and PFAs is true, what is that saying about your state water? Then, according to their website, the Environmental Protection Agency's recommendation is using one of 3 tactics to remove as many PFOS and PFAS as possible. Activated carbon, ion exchange treatment, and reverse osmosis. Well, we do 2 out of the 3 of those to clean the state's water before it even becomes Prime. We don't think these numbers are.
So yeah, he's just answering Tommy the lawyer's question of, are they using anything to filter the water? And Logan Paul has just said, yeah, basically, this is what we use, this is what we do. And to be fair to him, I do believe him because, as I said, such a big company, such a massive scale, so many targets on their back. So they will be making sure that they are following every single regulation.
I remember a while back when they said that the FDA was investigating Prime. It never happened. They never called us because we follow every single guideline and regulation. So Tommy the TikTok lawyer, 4 videos in, man, farm those views, get those likes, and get a haircut while you're at it. We'll accept an apology within the next 48 hours, otherwise you're going to be representing yourself in a miserable courtroom for lying about our brand.
So off the back of this, Tommy the lawyer actually goes and deletes these 4 videos and uploads 1 video response as a result of that. Then goes and uploads another one this morning, okay, which we're going to go and talk about now.
Apology within the next 48 hours, otherwise you're going to be representing yourself in a miserable courtroom for lying about our...
Yo, Logan, why don't we just go live and talk about this? Do you want to have a discussion or you just want to threaten me? So as some of you know, and when I say some, I mean about 30 million, I did a video about a week ago talking about a class action lawsuit that was filed against Prime Hydration, which is partly owned by Logan Paul. And in that lawsuit, they alleged that there are forever chemicals, PFOS and PFAS, in the Prime Hydration drink. And that video got like over 16 million views. And then several days later, I think yesterday, Logan Paul did a video responding to me that got, I think he's got like 13 million views at this point. So as I've been reflecting and looking at the onslaught of comments that I've gotten, that Logan's gotten, it honestly made me think that I think this might be a good lesson for all of us on social media, that sometimes it's okay to pause, it's okay to reevaluate things, and it's okay to check your position. That doesn't make you weak, that doesn't make you wrong. And the truth of the matter is that Logan Paul is a young, gritty entrepreneur, and I respect him because I know, just like he knows, when you're young and you do too well too quick, what happens is you get targets on your back. And in all seriousness, I respect Logan Paul. I think he's a fierce defender of his product. And guess what? It's going to play out in court. And if he's right, then Prime should and will prevail. And I look forward to having more dialogue about this issue. It's so easy to get wrapped up in the he said, she said, and then it gets painted as a black and white issue. But the truth of the matter is that I was reporting on a lawsuit that had been filed. I don't personally have any facts or any evidence that the lawsuit references. I was simply reporting on what the lawsuit alleged. But with that said, Logan, I'm sorry, brother. I am. But I ain't cutting my hair.
A lawyer getting cooked by a YouTuber got to be the most wild thing. And yeah, because again, like if you're going to make certain accusations about a company, then you expect for that to backfire in your face. So that's it so far. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you've got any comments or if you've got any thoughts on this whole thing. And yeah, if there's any more that comes out, I'm not sure they will. And there is, I will make sure to update you guys on all this. And have a great day.